Hello, beloved ones. 𝘁𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗱 here. For those of you who do not know my name, I'm your authentic self embodiment coach and quantum healer. And today we are talking about an interesting topic, betrayal. Whew. I want you to feel into that. Really, I want you to feel into that. I'm even getting emotional just talking about it because I know when I am in that state, there is a part of me that just wants to burn the whole fire. There used to be actually, but talking about wanting to burn the whole house, wanting to burn everything, that anger that comes through, which a lot of people do not allow themselves to feel. They want to suppress it. And some play this whole self-love card. When something is happening and it feels so painful and you don't want to deal with it. Kind of, I just love myself. I just want to love myself. I realize that this is not worth my time and all that. What is true for you right here and right now? How do you feel? And if a memory is coming through, I would like you to just invite it. I'm not saying jump into it and make love to it. No, just feel into it because it's coming through for a reason. There is something that is being spoken about and you know how it feels. This is why I'm like, we both know how betrayal taste. I want to talk about tasting because it's like it has that taste in your mouth. Even the facial expression changes because it's not a good thing to feel. Let's talk about it. And I know when you are in that state, you don't want to listen to anything. It's kind of like you don't understand what they did to me. Whether it's your boss, whether it's your friend, whether it's your relative, whether it's in a romantic relationship. But how often do you find yourself in the same trend where you move and make new friends, you move into a new job, you move into a new relationship, and you find yourself being betrayed again? It's different people, but kind of like the same person because you see the same pattern coming through. And while we're still there, there's one question that I want to ask you. I want to ask you, how dare you turn your back on what you know you can do so well? How dare I turn my back on myself? Because this is the time when you feel that self-betrayal, that's the time when you need to be with yourself. That's the time when something is coming through to say, hey, are you willing to pay attention to me? And as I said, as much as you might not want to listen, before you can pull in the self-love card, which self-love is very important, it's actually the basic, it's kind of like the air. But before we can get betrayed and all that, there is something which I feel is one of the ingredients that we truly need, which is self-trust. Because even if it's a job, even if it's friendships, even if it's romantic relationship, before you can get betrayed or whatever, there is something that you felt that something is not right. You might be in a relationship, but in the beginning, there is something that you felt something is not right here. But then because there is something that you need that outweighs your intuition, that outweighs the insight that is coming through, that outweighs the truth that is coming through, you decided to push that awareness that is coming through. You pushed it aside. And your betrayal that is coming most of the time is coming from something that was toxic, which is that habit that you are used to, the pattern that is normal to you. This is why when someone say, I just want to be in love, I love to I love asking them this question: what kind of love did you grow up experiencing? Because whatever that you are used to or lack of is what normally we look for. And we might call it love, but from our perceptions, I want you to hear me out. The patterns that we are used to, which we might not be aware of in our forefront, we are thinking this is what we want. And I'm just saying, thinking, there is that I want this, but there is something there is those mechanism that is playing at the back to say, this is what we attract because this is what is normal for us. This is the imprint that your body is carrying. Your body is carrying and it's attracting something that you are used to. Because I went through situations where I kept on repeating some patterns. And if I tell you that I was angry, it's kind of like talking about it right now, it's kind of like an understatement. Because it was just fire. You know, it was just fire that was just coming through, how I was feeling and all that. I was not only angry or resenting the people that I felt did something to me. I was even angry at the universe. I was angry at God because I felt like I cannot do this anymore. I don't have it in me to keep on carrying through this kind of people. Until I had that voice that said, hey, wait, there is another way. It's just that you chose this because it's the easier way and it's the way that you have done and everyone around you has done it. Are you willing to find a new way of being? Are you willing to find a new way of doing things, which starts with yourself? Where did you betray your self-trust? Where did you betray that voice that came through and say, hey, listen here? And I still remember in one of the relationships where I prayed and I said, God, I want to know if this is the relationship that I'm meant to be in, because I am so tired of the toxicity of this relationship. I even prayed again in one of my jobs where I felt like my boss did not like me. And I asked, God, help me out, because I cannot continue like this. And the message was that came through most of the time, things were revealed to me, but I was not willing to deal with the truth of what is here. Because before we can move into what's new or we can create what's new, we are called to deal with what is true, which is what is here. This is why one of the pillars in my Unapologetically YOU program is authenticity. It's not about telling the whole world anything. It's about being truthful to yourself. How am I feeling? What is the trend here? Do I see this happening more than once, or it's something that just happened once off? What is this telling me? You know? And with that, I'm gonna move to I'm gonna ask, like I said, how dare you turn your back on what you know you can do so well? Because some of you, even you might be doing the job that you do not like. You might be in a relationship that it kind of like a part of you wants to feel loved, or you're in a job where you want to feel secure or something like that, but it does not make space to really birth your full potential. There is more that you can do, but because of the fears of whatever experiences that you had, you are holding back. You are playing small. You are settling for less. And when you do that, you're going to receive less than what you settled for. And the universe is conspiring to say, get the hell out of there. There is more that you can do. Stop disrespecting yourself. Start trusting yourself and loving yourself by taking full responsibility. Because it all starts with that. If you are going to push the responsibility to somebody else, then you've given your power to someone. It's like they have to decide what happens. They get to decide how you feel. They get to decide when they're going to be there for you or not. Or you can just make a decision to say, I choose to be present for myself in my life. I choose to make a decision. I choose to decide what I go for. And I'm not going to keep on running away because some situations are bad. Therefore, I have to run from. You're going to choose to go towards something. That's you choosing to respect yourself. Not disrespecting your abilities, not disrespecting your worth by choosing to say, I'm going to take responsibility. Because if you feel someone is doing something to you, whether you feel someone is being abusive, disrespectful, and all that, you realize that the same thing is happening, because at times people who do not want to take responsibility, they brush everything aside, and this is where abuse comes in, because someone has to have done something. It cannot be them when you look at it from outside. And I want you to turn it around and look at it from within. Just look at it as yourself and say, where am I disrespecting myself? Where am I not trusting myself? And where am I not loving myself? Because I know that one is kind of like something that we play around with. Like I said, now it's kind of like a defensive mechanism, But before you can get to the love, there is that respect and trust. Where did you find yourself dismissing what you know to be truth for you and just settle? Where are you betraying yourself, dismissing your own intuition, your insights, your own truth about what you're capable of? This is what I want to ask you. Because The truth of it all is that self-betrayal is the worst betrayal. It's easy, of course, to get angry, to resent other people from outside of us. But when you look at it at the end of the day and say, did I really stand up for myself? Did I really do what I'm capable of? Did I really show up as fully me? I think that's where the pain is. When you look at it, what choices did I make? What decisions did I make? Right now, you might be saying, okay, fine, I don't know. And this is why I invite you for this clarity call to say, if you don't know, let's have a conversation. What do you want to create? And I'll tell you what is stopping you from creating that. That's what I am here for, because I don't want you to settle for less. I do not wish for you to continue betraying yourself. And if you have seen a pattern somewhere in your life and you're like, I'm done and I want this to come to an end, feel free to contact me and let's have a conversation. And with that said, I just invite you to bring whatever that you are feeling. Just allow it to be here. As I call spirit to send the healing streams of grace and divine light consciousness to those aspects of yours that you are denying, wherever that you have agreed to give other people and circumstances more priority than yourself. We ask all of that to be cleared so that you can be shown how it feels like to fully embody the highest frequencies of love, of trust, and respect. Really starting with yourself. We ask spirit to show you how it feels like to fully love yourself, trust yourself, and respect yourself. And anywhere and everywhere where you have dismissed your abilities, you have dismissed your own truth, we ask all of that to be cleared at its point of origin with its hooks and anchors. Anywhere and everywhere where you've given power to other people, we call your power back, so that you can claim your power and know that it's all up to you to make a decision and decide to show up fully as you and take full responsibility just by making a choice and saying, hey, I want to book a call and have a conversation with you because I'm tired of this pattern. I'm tired of attracting this kind of relationships. I want to be the embodiment of that trust. Before I can expect it from somebody else, I have to be trusting myself, because it starts with you saying, hey, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm not going to play with you. If you want to play victim, I'm not going there with you. If you coming here with those lower frequencies, raise your vibration a little bit. I'm going to be here. I'm going to wait for you here. Because I know that at times, this is why I say most of the time we betray ourselves first, because you might have that inside that is coming through to say, hey, this is not right. This relationship is not for you. There is something better for you. And your desperacy to be in a relationship is like, maybe I'll change him or I'll change her, whatever, and you go with that. But you're not gonna change anyone, and you're not here again to save anyone. The only person that needs you is you. So are you gonna show up for your lovely, amazing, brilliant self? Or are you just gonna keep going ahead, turning your back on yourself when you need yourself the most? We've got a choice. And that's a beautiful thing of being human. With that said, much love.